Back in Antioch, Tennessee, we've got about a minute and a half before the second half tips off. Two dance teams came out and entertained everybody at halftime. That was fun to watch. Also entertaining was a brouhaha almost erupting. And if any of you watched the broadcast last Sunday, there was almost a brouhaha, and George Stanberry came out and negotiated a peace treaty. Same thing happened at halftime. Few of the Music City Kings players still a bit upset over the way the half ended. Went over to have a chat with some of the Georgia players, and a ruckus ensued. Just a little bit of smack talk. Anyway, George Stanberry came out and created peace. Stanberry, the ultimate ombudsman for the Music City Kings. I'll say this, too. Coach Brian, as I mentioned, just as the half was ending, I said, I don't think the players will get into any fights, but I don't put it past the coach. And Brian was remarkably incensed as the teams went to halftime. I think it's safe to say, Heather, he's not pleased with the refereeing situation. Heather just closed her eyes and shook her head. All right, well, let me set the table for everybody. We've got two more 12-minute quarters of basketball for you. Georgia, on the heels of a somewhat unlikely three-pointer at the buzzer, has jumped out to a 6-point lead. We are underway, 61-55 in favor of the Kangaroos. Kylan Holt is out with KB. Zakar, Shaq, and Todd Wells. Shaq and Todd Wells, not just the Twin Towers, but they're a couple of wide bodies. Holt can't put that one in. He slaps his hands together in frustration. He thought he had that one. I have given up on trying to read the referee's mind on who the fouls are on. I think he's doing it clairvoyantly. Yeah, we don't know. All right, Holt to shoot two. First one rims out a little bit short. Music City getting their legs back under them. They had a team meeting at the corner of the building's exterior to try to cool everybody down. Holt hits the second one. Kylan's got 7 on the evening. All right, Tommy Jones, who, as we have discussed, he could have his hands and feet tied together. Oh, my God, he missed. I have to write this down. Tommy Jones missed a shot. I was going to say he can have his hands and feet tied together, throw the ball up with his nose, and it would still go in. And in the meantime, Zay hits a three-pointer, bringing the Music City Kings to within 2. Nice three by Zay Carr. Well, Shaq's going to get called for the bump. He bumped Brandon Martin, who Martin must have thought it was clean because he threw the ball off of Shaq's leg to go out of bounds, so he wouldn't have carried it out himself. Either way, Georgia with the ball. Tommy Jones has missed 2 in a row. I'm worried that Jones is having some kind of seizure. 2 in a row. That was Todd Wells to Zay Carr to the bottom of the net. Wells to Carr, and Zay's had 5 unanswered points. KY and Zay up high. Tommy Jones picks up his dribble, gets it over to Brandon Martin. Martin a long 3 over Shaq. Martin hits it again. Martin's last 2 shots have been long 3-pointers, and he's hit them both. The score was tied. So Georgia now up by 3. Wells into the paint. He is able to muscle that one home. Todd Wells with 6. Nice debut for the big man. Kenny Kauser gets it to Brandon Martin, who dribbles into the lane and loses it. Nice hands by Kylan. Holt gets fouled in the meantime by Cameron Carter. So Music City will inbound the ball. Shaq goes... Well, I thought Shaq was going out of bounds to get it. Shaq's on the wrong side of the floor. Zay spins around, does the hokey pokey, and grabs the loose ball from the ref. Inbounds to KB. Beard couldn't wait for Wells to give him the pick. Beard shot it over the rim. Look at Zay Carr. Zay, 2 straight offensive rebounds. Grab the ball, miss the shot, grab the ball, miss the shot, grab the ball, put it in. Cameron can't hit that one, but it's rebounded by Corey Reed. Reed's having himself quietly a very strong game. Corey Reed with 12 on the evening. And Georgia goes up by a point. 66-65. We're well under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Ball spins around to Zay. Zay into Shaq. Shaq makes sure he catches that one, puts it over the top of the rim, but wonderfully rebounded by Kylan Holt. Boy, Music City all over the offensive boards in the second half. I don't know what was said to them at half. Oh, my God. Kenny Kauser just drained a rainmaker from the stands. 3-pointer for Kauser puts Georgia back on top by 2. 69-67. Let me finish my thought. I don't know what was said to the Kings at halftime, but they have come out on fire under the basket. KB looked like he might have traveled, ended up passing it directly to Corey Reed, and Reed brings it down. Can't hit the shot. Tommy James on the follow-up. Kenny Kauser on the follow-up. My bad. Kauser goes into double digits. He's got 11 now. The ball comes into Zay. That's Kylan. Sorry about that. Holt couldn't put it down. Music City with a few bad misses, and Georgia has taken advantage. 3-point shot by Cameron Carter. His first 3 of the game, and Georgia goes back up by 6. Coach Bryan screaming, cheering this time, screaming enthusiastically at his players. Music City suddenly found a cold spell from the floor, and Georgia heated up. Couple of unanswered 3-pointers by the Kings, and we go from a tie game to down 6 just like that. .8:22 remaining in the third. Quick official timeout here, or I think actually Eric Bell called the timeout. Heather's nodding yes. This was a Music City Kings timeout. Coach E-Money, Eric Bell, wanted to calm his troops down as Music City not throwing the ball around in the second half. They've just missed a few shots, and Georgia, I'm not sure how you can fault the Georgia Kangaroos team. They have a very good all-around game. They pass well, they shoot well, they run well. They're strong under the boards. A well-disciplined team. This is a formidable opponent in the Georgia Kangaroos. All right, Jermel McIntosh is in the game with Kevin Beard, KB. Shaq and Todd Wells both in the game, as is Zay Carr. Out to Jermel. Jermel grabbed the ball. Lost the ball. We're going to have a jump ball between Jermel and Cameron Carter. Carter kind of reached underneath. He was checking under the hood for a second and then drew his hand back like it got burned. That got personal. All right. Jermel against Cameron Carter. Jump ball in the paint. Jermel goes skyward. Shaq got a hand on it, tipped it right to Cameron. Alley-oop, they can't complete it. Carter tried an alley-oop to Kenny Kauser. It went through his hands. Kauser got a hand on that one. Jermel, well, he was going to inbound to KB. Unfortunately, Georgia had a defenseman down there, and Jermel ended up dribbling the ball from the out-of-bounds position, which is not legal. Turnover, Music City. Georgia takes over with a 7-point lead now. Kenny Kauser trying to make it 10, and he does. Georgia, every guy on the floor can shoot the 3. 10-point lead for Georgia. They're starting to pull away. Music City needs a bucket and some defense. Jermel into the paint. He puts it in. Strong move by Jermel. Didn't even need to slash. He just put it right down their throat. 77-69 now, 7:34. About down to 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Plenty of ball game left. Tommy Jones picked up his dribble and then threw it basically to the referee. Jones complaining to the ref. Well, now we have a stoppage. Okay, the ref is waiting for Music City to complete their personnel change. Stanberry comes off the bench. Thought about the three, had Tommy James all over him, and then drove into the paint and was fouled by Cameron Carter. Carter had both feet moving and leaned in on him. Nice move by George to draw that foul. Music City inbounding from their baseline. KB to Jermel, who thought about slamming it. Just laid it in sweetly. Number 5 with the bucket cuts the lead to 6, 77-71. This is Music City style. Just chip away. Tommy Jones. Boy, Jones is up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, he's up to 30 now. Jones with 30 points on the evening. Stanberry with a nice pump fake. Finally hits a shot. Stanberry's been frustrated from the field. He finally hits double digits with that one. George goes to 10. Cameron. That has to be an offensive foul. They called that? Music City is Jermel can't believe that one. The ref that called it looked very confused and a little bit frightened when he made the call. But anyway, that looked like a charge to me. I thought Jermel had his feet stationary. If you're keeping track at home, Tommy Jones just missed another shot. Oh, Isaiah just fumbled that one out of bounds. Boy, Alan Rogers fed Isaiah. Isaiah grabbed it and sort of shoveled it out in front of himself and out of bounds. Long outlet to Corey Reed. Reed takes on Todd Wells, and I think Wells is going to get called for that foul. That's at least 2 fouls on Todd Wells. One of the dance teams that's is making its way back into the grandstand area, providing a little bit of movement behind the basket. We'll see if the refs just let the girls walk through while Reed is shooting, and I guess they are. Corey Reed misses the first one. Georgia, 6-point lead. Music City trying to chip away at that. Georgia has started to hit their threes with reckless abandon as Corey Reed hits the second free throw. He's got 13 on the evening, and that extends Georgia's lead to 7. All right, Isaiah inbounds it to Alan Rogers. L.A., boy, another forced pass. Music City with some impatient passes. A lot of body contact, but no calls by the ref. Cameron swings it around to Jones. Jones has Kenny Kauser on his left, puts the ball on the floor and runs it into the paint. Charging is the call. Charging on Tommy Jones. Let's try to get him fouled out. That, of course, is his first foul of the night. There's no chance he'll foul out. All right, Rogers to George. Let's get him heated up. George, nothing but net. Stanberry with a classic Stanberry cuts the lead to 4. Tommy Joe, what are they going to call here? Referee told the Georgia coach to settle down. Eric Bell yelling at his players who are starting to get a little mouthy down there on the floor. Isaiah pinned Brandon Martin. Martin now has to call timeout on the floor. Nice play by Isaiah. Isaiah made Martin stop dead in his tracks and then pick up his dribble. Martin ultimately had to call timeout to avoid getting called for traveling. I would be concerned that there's some trouble brewing, but it's Stanberry. And where Stanberry goes, peace and calm follow. 5:52 remaining in the third quarter. Brandon Martin, of course, called a timeout, so we are in a timeout situation. 80-76 in favor of the Kangaroos. This game is nothing if not entertaining. Both teams are leaving it all on the floor. Security guard Eric looking up with a sheepish grin, knowing he's going to have to drag someone out of here by the time the night is over. It might be me. Referee comes over. Looks like he would rather be somewhere else. Other referee on the far side chatting with the fans in the stands, explaining how he's here. I didn't even know how to end that sentence. All right, Eric Bell gets his team ready to go. We've got Todd Wells, George Stanberry, Alan Rogers, Jermel McIntosh, and Isaiah Thomas on the floor for the Kings. John Clayton inbounding the ball for the Kangaroos. Sends it way out to Kenny Kauser. Kauser taking on Wells, and he took him on well. Did you see what I did there? Kauser with another deuce. He's got 16. Wells didn't give any ground, but Kauser just put it in right over the top of him. In the meantime, Rogers comes in and misses. Rebound, Georgia. Nice job by Kenny Kauser. Here comes Georgia running and gunning again. They pick up the dribble, get it to Tommy Jones. Eric Bell screaming at his team. Jones to Corey Reed. Reed three-pointer, front of the rim and out. Isaiah with the rebound. Stanberry literally threw it right into the hands of Tommy Jones. I'm not sure where that pass was supposed to go, but that wasn't it. Stanberry gets this rebound. Let's see if he protects the ball this time, and he does. Stanberry dribbles it down. Outside the line, gets it to Rogers, back to George. George opted against a pick by Isaiah. Instead, takes on Kenny Kauser, puts it up and through. Stanberry with another tray. Stanberry's got 16, keeping the Kings in it. Cuts the lead to 3, 82-79 baseline. Nice job by, well, that wasn't Brandon Martin. My mistake. I almost said Brandon Martin. That's John Clayton on the baseline. Into Jermel, and he's got another lay-in. And there is a foul being called on Kenny Kauser. Jermel going to the line to complete a three-point play. This could pull the Kings to within 2. Georgia had built a 10-point lead at one time, and Music City's about to cut it to 2. Obunaka comes into the game to dominate. Dominic Obunaka. He replaces Todd Wells. Jermel to the line. McIntosh didn't even pause. He just laid it right in. Jermel with 9 big points. Most of them right under the basket. Jermel, tough game. John Clayton up high. He's got George all over him. Clayton brings it down, stops in his tracks when he looks at Obunaka. Did that look like he traveled? Oh. Traveling is the call. Referee coming over to explain to Coach Bryan why he called the travel. It was very close, I'll say that. Heather saying it wasn't close. All right, Rogers comes down, sets it to Isaiah, who gives it to George. George threw that a little bit short, and here comes Georgia. Brandon Martin almost lost it. He's got Isaiah all over him. Gets it to Corey Reed. Reed runs it down. The fans are screaming. Out. Well, that's going to be a foul on Jermel. I think that's on Jermel. I think the ref may have called Obunaka for that foul. We're going to give it to Obunaka. The ref did lift a 5 and a 4, and that'll send John Clayton to the line. Georgia hanging on, clinging to a 2-point lead. They've seen their 10-point lead vaporize over the last couple of minutes. We are under 4 minutes to play, and the dance teams are starting to get into it now. It is an electric atmosphere here at Lighthouse Christian School. A lot of yelling, a lot of carrying on, and a lot of fun. Referee now yelling at the entire Georgia Kangaroo bench. He didn't see that Clayton hit the second shot. Here comes Obunaka. He's fouled by Corey Reed. Referee, again, not necessarily lifting fingers, just shouting to the scorekeeper. That'll put Obunaka on the line. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far tonight, and he could bring the Kings to within 1. Boy, these two teams, it is always exciting when they meet. Hopefully this is the last time. If the Kings take this victory, they go to California for the national championship. Obunaka remains perfect at the line. He's got 5 on the night, 85-83 in favor of the Kings. Can't remember if I told you the time. 3:46 remaining in the third. Obunaka hits both of them. It's a 1-point ball game. Clayton picked up his dribble, got in trouble, got it to Kenny Kauser. Kauser over Obunaka, can't hit. Big rebound by Jermel. McIntosh brings it down, changes directions in the paint. I don't know if he was trying to dish it to Dominic or if it got knocked out of his hand. Either way, it got picked up by Georgia, and John Clayton comes down to finish the two. Stanberry can't hit his shot. Music City, their last two possessions, no shots and one shot. Ref said Corey Reed traveled, and Reed knew it. Reed turned around with a sheepish grin and just ran to the other end of the court. Nice call by the referee. That pauses the Kangaroo momentum, and we needed that shift. 3:10 remaining. Music City, after a couple of unfortunate possessions, is lucky to be down by just one possession, 87-84. Well, George sort of fell asleep there. Inbounded the ball directly to Tommy Jones, who brought it down and slammed it home. Stanberry wishes he had that one back. So now the lead is 5. Just as I was saying, they're lucky to be down by only 3. Tommy Jones makes sure it's more than 3. That basket counts. Stanberry with a wing and a prayer. I've never seen a ball move that way. I believe Stanberry actually put the ball through the hoop with his mind. The ball skittered, and it looked like it was going to fall out, and then Stanberry telepathically put it in. George hits the free throw, completes the three-point play, and we're down by 2, 89-87 Kangaroos. Corey Reed, Obunaka out on him. Reed changes directions. Obunaka gets called for that foul. Dominic might have had a case to block that shot, but Obunaka never stopped his feet moving. If your feet are moving, you'll get called for the defensive foul every time. Obunaka had position on Corey Reed, and Reed had nowhere to go with the ball. It was literally pinned between both men. Reed hits the first of 2 free throws. Georgia extends their lead to 3. 90-87, 2.5-ish left in the third quarter. Plenty of basketball left. What an exciting game. Reed to shoot his second shot. Obunaka and Ladarius getting ready to block out if this is short, and it is. It actually bounced past the first 2 Kings and into the hands of Alan Rogers. Rogers to Ladarius in perfect rhythm. Oh, Ladarius, nice shot by Palmer. Holy cow. Palmer in perfect rhythm just put that one through the hole. James finds Reed. The Kings are all over the Kangaroos defensively. They shoot a 3. Obunaka goes up hard. He gets banged around. There's no foul. Well, the referees are saying Kings ball. I can't believe there was no foul. Obunaka looked like he was in a boxing match under the rim, except he didn't throw any punches. All right, Obunaka throws a pick. That frees up Rogers. Rogers puts it off the rim. Obunaka, rebound to Stanberry, who puts it home. George is heating up. 21 points for Stanberry, and the Kings take the lead. Kings were down 10 at one point. Now they're up 2. Long 3 defended by George, rebounded by Dominic. Here comes Ladarius. Ladarius runs over the defenseman, and then, he got called for that foul. Ladarius got a little bit over his skis on that one. He thought he could run down the loose ball. Georgia's player grabbed it, and Ladarius kind of ran him over. Nice hustle play. Unfortunately, it didn't end well. Music City still with the lead, 1:38 remaining in the third quarter. KB is in the game. Obunaka out to defend that 3. Obunaka fouled during the 3-point shot. Wow, Obunaka must have made contact with the hand of the shooter with the whole body. I didn't see it, but that will send Georgia to the line to shoot 3. Obunaka quickly with 4 fouls. He's had 2 or 3 just in the last minute or 2. Looks like Coach Eric Bell calling his team over. Referee taking a moment to shoot some free throws on one end of the floor while Music City huddles up. Coach Bryan for Georgia not in the huddle, just sitting on the end of his bench. His team is down by 2, 1:32 remaining in the third quarter. You could not have asked for a better game. Game 2 of the 3-game 2 out of 3 series. Music City won the first game down in Stone Mountain, Georgia 2 weeks ago. Scorekeeper doing their best to get both teams back on the floor. Either that or they're playing Mary Had a Little Lamb with the buzzer. All right, Mike Neal comes off the bench to join his team. We got Neal and Ladarius, George Stanberry and KB in the backcourt, Obunaka under the basket playing center. Brandon Martin to the line to shoot 3. Some of the dance teams still making their way into the gym after the halftime festivities. I like to think that they created a little bit of a distraction, and that made Brandon Martin miss. Martin gets 2 more. Dancers walking back under the basket. Martin almost missed that one, but didn't. You would think after your phone rings 112 times during a basketball game that you'd turn the ringer off, but not so here at Lighthouse Christian School. As the scorekeeper's phone continues to wildly chirp underneath us. Martin hit his second shot. Obunaka gets both of them back with a turnaround jumper off the glass. Music City up by 2 again, 94-92. John Clayton comes in, defended by Kevin Beard. Around the horn go the Kangaroos. Music City's defense all over them. Brandon Martin traveled with the ball. Obunaka thought he was fouled, but he'll take the turnover. Martin complaining to the ref that he was fouled by Obunaka, but I don't think so. Coach Bryan didn't even complain about that one. George, 3. Oh, no, in and out for Stanberry. That ball was in, and then it wasn't. Stanberry needed his telepathy to finish that one off. Into the paint, out to Kenny Kauser. Nobody on him. Kauser misses. Okay, Brandon Martin got called for the foul. The ref turned around and yelled something toward the ceiling. I guess it was 1-3. All right, KB lets the ball roll across half court. The clock hasn't started yet. There was a water bottle that had errantly found its way onto the floor. That gets shuffled aside. Neither the shot clock nor the game clock had started. The scorekeeper obviously was too busy ringing the buzzer over and over. Stanberry inbounds to KB. The clock has begun. Ladarius, he just took the 3 and hit nothing but net. The age of Ladarius continues. Brandon Martin trying to exchange threes, can't do it. Mike Neal on the rebound. To KB. Ladarius! Oh, he can't hit it again. I think that was on KB. It was. Kenneth Beard with another aggressive foul. Music City, these are penalties that they're committing because they're playing aggressively. I don't mind these as much. It's the lazy fouls that get you. Kenneth Beard just taken out again. KB, if you remember, right at the half got thrown to the ground. He runs into Kenny Kauser again but keeps his feet. In the meantime, Mike Neal is called for the foul up high. Music City didn't have any fouls to give. They are over the limit, and that will send John Clayton to the line for the Kangaroos. Music City has quietly extended their lead to 5. on the shoulders of Ladarius Palmer, and he wanted that last three. That would have been ultimate if he'd have hit it. All right, Clayton misses the first of his 2 free throws. Michael Lott has checked into the game, so he and Ladarius will be boxing out. Fans getting into it hot and heavy here. Clayton hits the second. He's got 10 on the night. We've got 5 seconds on the game clock. George wanted the last shot, got it to KB, who can't hit it. It counts! Mike Neal on the putback, and the ball goes through the rim. Music City's up by 6. Wow, KB took that shot, wasn't able to hit, but just as time was expiring, Mike Neal came out of nowhere for the putback, and Music City extends their lead 99-93. If you remember when we were in Stone Mountain, the final score was 100-99, so this has been an offensive explosion for both teams. Music City is animated, celebrating the end of that period over in their team huddle. We've got 12 minutes of basketball remaining, and Georgia is feeling the pressure. Kangaroos, a very composed team. I'll say this, Tommy Jones has not been himself in the third period. The second half, he's been hot, don't get me wrong, but not Tommy Jones hot. He's got 32 on the night. At one point, he had over half of the Kangaroo point total. Music City took the ball inbound to start the third quarter, so Georgia will have the ball to begin the fourth quarter. 99-93 in favor of the good guys. Defensive specialist Marcus Carter joins Mike Neal on the floor. Stanberry, Ladarius, and Michael Lott. Brandon Martin will inbound. He's got Jones and Clayton down with him. Shovels it over to Clayton, and we're underway. Wait a minute, we have no time on the clock. Again, the scorekeeper not necessarily paying attention. It's too good of a game to look down. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, we're going to do the whole thing all over again. 12 minutes has been put back on the clock. This time, it's inbounded to Cameron Carter. Carter back to Clayton. Clayton's got Ladarius all over him. Music City, when they want to turn up the defensive heat, they can do it. Into the middle. Their smallest guy, John Dixon, gets another 2 points. Boy, he took Michael Lott on and ended up winning that battle. Out to Mike Neal. Neal's got Martin all over him. Neal almost mishandled the ball there, able to grab it and continue his dribble. Neal to Lott. Lott to Ladarius. Ladarius, can't hit that three. Rims out to Brandon Martin, right into his hands. Martin comes down the floor, ran right by George, put it over Michael Lott, and Martin's got another 2. He's got 15, and this is a 2-point ball game. Music City has missed on their last 2 possessions, and Georgia has hit. That's made it from a 6-point game to a 2-point game, and Music City needs a bucket. Ladarius up high. I don't know if you can hear the cheerleaders in the background. George lost his dribble out of bounds, turnover Music City. Boy, this could tie the game if Georgia comes down and scores. Dixon gets past Ladarius, runs right into Lott and throws the ball out of bounds. Surely they'll call that a charge. Lott didn't move. Lott stays down. He might have taken a knee to the gonads. Wait, they're calling Lott for that. All right. Well, I guess John Dixon's going to the line to shoot too. Shaq comes in to replace Michael Lott. Well, he's not shooting. All right, so they're not saying he was in the act of shooting. I guess that's a welcomed relief. But Georgia will keep possession and inbound the ball. Long 3, and it goes in for Dixon. He's got double digits, and Georgia has the lead. Music City, 3 straight possessions without a basket. Let's not make it 4. Shaq up high. Gets it to Ladarius. Ladarius makes a move, lays his shoulder into it, kicks it out to Neal for the three. Neal hits it. Michael Neal, he's got 7 on the afternoon. I did say afternoon. I don't know why. It's 102-100 in favor of the Kings, and they are calling for a defensive stop. Dixon puts it up, can't get it. Shaquille with the rebound. Shaq will dribble it down. He don't need no point guard. Dishes to Mike Neal. Neal feeling it, brings it up high. Neal's going to assume the point guard position here. George and Shaq trade places on the floor. That comes to Shaq at the top of the circle. Over to Ladarius. Far side three. Pump fake over to Mike Neal from the baseline. Can't hit the three. Gets his own rebound. Neal up and down. Michael Neal grabbed that loose ball and put it back in. He and Brandon Martin shoving each other all the way down the floor. Now getting into it next to the paint. At some point, somebody has to be called for a foul, and they're calling it on Neal. Neal saying he took an elbow. The ref didn't see it that way. Those two were battling literally all the way down the court, and Neal ended up on the short end of that call. 104-100 in favor of the Kings. We're down under 10 minutes, 9:26 to play. Georgia works it up high to John Dixon. Dixon looks over at his coach and breaks toward the basket. He's got Shaq in his face. No way he's going to shoot. Over to Cameron. Carter can't hit. Shaq runs down the loose ball. We'll take those all day. Shaq to George. George thought about it. Took a step, backed up, took a step in the paint. Can't hit it though. Woo! George almost hit that one. John Dixon was called for the foul, and that'll put George at the line to shoot two. Stanberry having a decent day, 21 points. He's about to make it 23. Hits the first one without the use of the rim. George is money at the line. 105-100. We are about down to 9 minutes. Georgia just got bigger. Corey Reed comes in to replace John Dixon. Reed's got about 6 inches on him. Georgia looking for a bigger lineup against the smaller Kings. Stanberry, of course, hits the second free throw. He's up to 23, and the lead is back to 6. John Clayton bringing it up the floor for the Kangaroos. Rogers almost had that steal on Brandon Martin. That's going to go for John Clayton. Clayton about to finish off a three-point play. Nice job by Clayton in the paint. Wasn't the lead just 6? All right. I'm going to assume the score on the board is correct, 106-104, so this could make it a one-point game if Clayton completes the three. He cannot. Ladarius with a circus rebound on that one. There was nobody but white jerseys down there. Ladarius didn't have to go at it that hard, but it sure looked good. All right, Shaq high over to Rogers. Rogers looking around. Rogers dislocated a finger when we were in Stone Mountain, so he's coming back from that injury. He told me last week that he's trying not to shoot because he can't feel the ball with his index finger, still recovering from the dislocation. Georgia smacks the ball out of bounds in the meantime, and Rogers inbounds to Shaq, who throws it short, gets his own rebound, dribbles between his legs and puts it in. Wow, Tank Davis has such good ball control. Music City extends the lead to 4, 108-104. We're ticking down close to 8 minutes in the game. Marcus Carter is out there on Tommy Jones. They're going to call Carter for the foul on that. There was very little contact. Carter's saying that he's the one who got pushed. Coach Bell telling Marcus to not talk directly to the referee. That's how you get in trouble. Tommy Jones about to inbound the ball. Carter is out there because he is about as good of a defender against the dribble as anybody. Into Martin, over to, Kenny Kauser back in the game. The big man can shoot the three. Kauser with a 3, and that makes it a 1-point game again. Rogers almost lost control of that ball. Gets it to the sure-handed Shaq Davis. Shaq fouled by Tommy Jones. Shaq is quite pleased with himself, getting his teammates riled up. Shaq will go to the line to shoot 2. 108-107. What a ball game. The leads have gone back and forth. Music City's been up by as much as 6, and Georgia has been up by as much as 10. Right now, the Kings are clinging to a 1-point lead. John Dixon back in the game for the Roos. See if Shaq can hit his 2 throws, and he's got the first one down. Shaq Davis with 13 on the night. About to be 14 if all goes well. We are officially under 8 minutes to play. 7:48 in the game. 109-107 Kings. Shaq hits them both. That is the most improved part of his game, is at the free throw line. Zay Carr is on the floor for Music City. Corey Reed, nobody is near him. They gave him all the time he needed to set up, measure that shot, and throw it in with perfect accuracy. There's Shaquille trying to answer, no way. 1 and done for the Kings. Martin on the rebound. Dixon almost had that one picked by George. Dixon comes in on Rogers, turns, blocked by Zay. Carr out to Corey Reed. Rogers goes out to pick him up that time. Kenny Kauser throwing the ball around a little bit. Clayton's got it high. Rogers all over him, gets it to Martin. The shot clock was about to expire, and he threw an air ball. Into Shaq, one-on-one with Reed, dishes to Zay, who gets fouled, and Carr is going to the line to shoot 2. John Dixon called for that foul. Zay Carr comes off the bench and immediately makes an impact for the Kings. Tie game. 110, 6:59 to play. Holy cow, I hope you're sitting down. Carr to shoot 2, makes the first one no problem. Zay goes into double digits with 10. Rogers stays on the floor, and Music City needs one more guy up in the paint, and they're going to put the enormous George Stanberry up there. George walks over like, okay, I'll take on Corey Reed. He's about a foot taller than me, but I'm scrappy. Doesn't matter. Carr's going to hit both anyway, and he does. 112-110. Music City by 2. Clock is rolling. 6:57, now 6:55 to go. John Clayton crosses the half-court line, picked up by Rogers. Rogers all over him. Reed came out to pick Rogers, now does. Well, that was called on Music City. I'm trying to get a number. I think it was on Marcus Carter, who walks away muttering to himself. Carter has felt unjustly accused twice now, and that'll put John Clayton on the line. He is shooting 2, and this could tie the game. Clayton hits the first one. He's got 13 on the night. Between Clayton and Brandon Martin, they've got a couple of guys who can bang around and shoot. Of course, then there's Kenny Kauser and Corey Reed. As I say that, he misses, but Corey Reed with the rebound. This could turn into a 3-point play for the Roos if they complete the basket. A little bit of ball luck there for the Roos. 112-111. Dixon almost lost the dribble there. Rogers made him spin around. Into John Clayton, who lays it up and can't put it in. Rebound, Music City. Shaq comes flying through. Soft hands grabs it. Shaq in on Kenny Kauser. Picked up his dribble and threw it away. Music City trying to force another pass. Marcus Carter just forced a turnover. Coach Bryan yelling at his players. He wanted Dixon to protect that ball a little better. Marcus Carter was able to come in, smack it away, run it down, and call timeout. Carter did what Carter does. John Clayton stays on the court. He's doubled over in pain. He's fine. He may have been just catching his breath. Kenny Kauser comes over to give him some words of encouragement. And in the meantime, Coach Eric Bell trying to capture the spirit of winning, getting his team in. It is a 1-point game. If you bite your nails, you got nothing but cuticles left. 112, 111, 6:06 to go. Neither team in foul trouble yet. Georgia has 3 team fouls in this quarter, so not even close to over the limit. We do have some players with 4 fouls each. Corey Reed's got 4. Davis may want to go at him a little bit. And Dominic Obunaka for the Kings has 4. As I say that, Obunaka and his patented orange shoes comes off the bench. Marcus Carter pleading his case with the referee, probably about the foul that was called a little while ago. Zay Carr, George Stanberry, and Alan Rogers round out the 5-some. Those are the 10 legs on the floor for the Kings. Zay's got it. Will inbound to Rogers, and we're underway. Clock ticks down to 6 minutes. Stanberry, nice ball fake, puts it up and misses. Rebound Zay. Zay back out to George. George thought about it over in the corner, got it to Zay so that he could reset his dribble. Picked by Zay. George had that one tipped. George, not sure where that pass was headed, but George is too good of a team to try to throw it over them. Obunaka with the Obu knockout brings the stands to their feet. Dominic Obunaka with the block. Marcus Carter with the, it couldn't go. Why couldn't that one go? I thought Carter was going to complete that play, but it rolled out. Kauser over to Dixon. Dixon walked. Obunaka made Dixon drag his foot. Coach Bryan is again beside himself, as is Tommy Jones. They thought he kept his dribble. The ref said he dragged his foot. Eric Bell yelling at his team because Alan Rogers was all by himself, inbounding to nobody. The Kangaroos are incensed over that traveling call, but we're back underway. Rogers, near corner, gets it to George, picked by Dominic. Wow, George found himself face-to-face with Corey Reed. Can't adjust and make that shot. Carter almost got the rebound, couldn't do it. All the way down to John Clayton, put it over Alan Rogers. Georgia takes the lead. Power move by Clayton. He's got 15. We're under 5 minutes to play. 113-112, Georgia Kangaroos. Rogers into the paint. Ended up outlasting Brandon Martin. Put in an easy 2. Nice job by Rogers with body control. Brandon Martin flew right past him, and Rogers patiently waited it out. Rogers tried to steal. Oh, my God. John Clayton hit that 3, and I don't know how that happened, but Georgia takes a 2-point lead. Zay in the paint, knocks Kenny Kauser to his feet. Obunaka tried to volleyball it back out to a teammate, gets it into the hands of John Clayton. Kenny Kauser was slow to get up from that rundown. He's got the ball up high. Zay Carr on him. Kauser, for a big man, dribbles very well. That goes right through the hands of John Clayton, but chased down by Jerry Dixon, who puts up about a 90-foot three-pointer. Obunaka, bad pass. Somehow George got it. He was fouled, but no call. Got it to Marcus, who missed the layup. Here comes George on the counter punch. Martin to Kauser to Martin, and the follow-up by Corey Reed doesn't go. Dominic with the rebound, 2-on-1. George and Zay. George drops the ball. Picks it back up and puts it in. George Stanberry with 25 points. Stanberry, good body control there. Obunaka getting animated because we've got another tie game. Stanberry flexing his forearm in his hand. He might have hurt himself on that last play. Martin gets all that he wants out of Alan Rogers. Almost lost the dribble. Rogers and Obunaka on him. They're calling Obunaka for the foul. That's 5 on Obunaka, and I will say he was shuffling his feet. I thought that was a good call by the ref. Todd Wells checks in. He'll take Obunaka's place. Jermel getting ready to come in. I'm guessing he's going to take Marcus's place. Obunaka coming over to the bench. So Todd Wells checks in. He's with Zakar and George. Jermel does come in and, as predicted, replaces Marcus. Alan Rogers and Jermel McIntosh. It is a barn burner, a good old-fashioned hootenanny here at Lighthouse Christian School. John Clayton, who's been on fire recently. The Kangaroos can owe this fourth quarter to John Clayton. He has single-handedly kept them in this and now gives them the lead. 117-116. Clayton hits both. George is up by 2. Clayton's got 20 on the night. Rogers to George. We need George. Picked by Todd Wells. George puts up a 3, and he's fouled by by John Dixon. Jerry Dixon, of course, is the bass player for the band Warrant. George is going to shoot 3, and I'm going to go on record and predict we're about to be up by 1. Yeah, I'm knocking on wood. 118-116 Georgia. Check that. 118-117 Georgia. Stanberry's got 26 on the night. Make that 27. Dropped my pen for a second and then stepped on my headphones cord, but I'm back, bringing you the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and as I predicted, I should have put a bet down. Music City by 1. 1 point. Similar to last time these two teams met, that was a 1-point ball game. 119-118. Dixon on George. George knocks that ball away and out of bounds. The ref, who was right next to the play, has no idea who it was on, who hit it out of bounds. The referee, who was about 30 feet away, is making the call and saying it was off of Stanberry. Georgia inbounds high to John Clayton. He's had the hot hand recently. Gets it to Brandon Martin, who launches an awkward-looking 3. Rebounded by Alan Rogers. L.A. bringing the ball down. He's got George to his right flank and gets it to him. Stanberry up high. Rogers thought about picking Dixon, and now Wells does, freeing up George, but George missed the 3. Rebound Corey Reed. Threw it away, but 2 of the Kings ran into each other and gave the ball right back to Georgia. And then Reed charged into George. Stanberry takes a Corey Reed to the face. Pops right back up. Boy, Jermel and Alan Rogers both went after the loose ball. Either one of them would have had it without any problem, except they ran into each other, and Corey Reed picked it up, brought it down, and ended up steamrolling. Poor defenseless George Stanberry. The ombudsman, the peacemaker, the olive branch, George Stanberry. 119-118, 2:10 remaining, and you could not have written a better ending to this game. It's all on the line. Georgia feeling some desperation because if they lose, they go home. If they win, they necessitate a third game. This is a 2-out-of-3 series, and the Kings won the first game, 100-99. They're now up 119-118 and have possession. 2:10 remaining in a game that has been entertaining to say the least and raucous to say the most. Referees trying to keep control of the game. Georgia has been unhappy with the officiating almost since the beginning of the game. Coach Bryan has jawed at both of the referees up and down the floor on several occasions. Everybody on the edge of their seats. Kings fans are into the game. L.A. and George Stanberry bringing the ball up. We got, let's see, Zay's got the ball. Zay, Todd Wells, and Jermel. Out to George. Gets a pick by Wells, but is picked up nicely. Georgia very disciplined on defense. Jermel, stutter step, and in. McIntosh has made a living tonight going right at the basket. And now Jermel commits the foul, trying to strip that ball away. Music City doing what they do, fast hands and quick feet on defense. They've got a 3-point lead, and there's 1:45 remaining in the game. Alan Rogers yelling at the scorekeeper, pointing at the scoreboard. Referee now looking confused at the scorekeeper. There we go. Music City's foul total has ticked up to 4 for the quarter. Jermel, he's got John Clayton. Clayton just charged. Clayton getting called for the charge, and Clayton is angry. John Clayton, that's at least 3 on him. Coach Bryan didn't say a word. He's got a look that I would describe as smoldering on the sideline. Music City trying to run a little time down. There is a shot clock, don't forget. Zay Carr up high, taking on Kenny Kauser. Carr can't put it down. Dixon with the rebound, gets it to John Clayton. The Kings run by because they've got to defend Corey Reed. And Reed gets it knocked out of bounds by Todd Wells. Boy, oh boy, I thought that shot was going to go for Zay on the other end. It tantalizingly hung on the rim and then just fell out. That was a big basket. Let's see if Music City can make a defensive stand. Kenny Kauser, long 3, in and out. Corey Reed tried for the rebound. Wait a minute. They're calling Music City for the foul. Corey Reed looked like he was out of control flying through the air to get that rebound, but they're calling Todd Wells for a foul. Okay, no foul, in which case it should be Music City's ball. Corey Reed clearly carried that ball out of bounds. Wait, why is Georgia getting the ball? Well, somehow inexplicably, I don't even know if that's a word. Inexplicably, Georgia will be inbounding this ball. Corey Reed, pretty clearly, unless my eye missed something, if Todd Wells got a hand on the ball at some point, but Reed, out of control, just threw the ball out of bounds. Dixon misses horribly. Wells, down to George. George can't hit the shot. Music City's missed 2 layups in a row. Oh, they're keeping Georgia in this. Clayton, he's got Zay all over him. Out to Dixon. Dixon, long 3, short rebound, Wells. Wells to George. George won't miss again, and he does. George missed another layup. Here comes Georgia. 3-pointer, John Clayton. He can't hit it. Jermel with a rebound. No shot clock. Music City can run it out. They've got a 3-point lead. Jermel's just hanging on to it. Gets it to Zay. Zay to Rogers to Todd Wells, who slams it home. We got a 5-point lead. That's going to do it. Clayton crosses the midcourt line, puts it up and misses. We've got the ball with 4 seconds left, and Music City's going to Cali, baby. 3.7 seconds left in the game. Not sure why the clock stopped. $123 to $118 for Wells when he made that basket. That brought him to 8, and there the clock ran out. Music City takes 2 out of 3 from the Georgia Kangaroos, and they will advance to the National USBN Championship. Stay tuned to the Music City Kings Basketball Club Facebook page for updates. Holy cow, what a fantastic game. I am sweaty. Until we come to you again. I'm not sure what the scheduling is, or I tell you right now, check the Facebook page. Scoring leader, George Stanberry, led his team with 28 points, and Tank Davis had 14. I'm going to go rest my voice. Until we meet again, this is Dr. Steve for Heather, the camera person, saying thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting this team. This has been a lot of fun, And we look forward to a long summer of fantastic Music City Kings basketball. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a good Saturday night.